All right, let's start. Okay, I'm gonna record this camera. Okay, I want to share a little bit of my experience with Adobe's latest tool. Adobe is developing a tool for sound enhancement, noise reduction technology using artificial intelligence thingy. So, is it this a game changer for sound technology? Yes, but not so fast. I'm going to tell you my experience with it. I have used it, not extensively, but I have a pretty good idea of what I'm doing, of what I'm talking about, because I have used it on a client project that I was sent. This is called. I found out about this project Shasta. They have just I just googled it again, and they have renamed it as Adobe Podcast. This is two AI powered tools that Adobe is developing, and we can try it out for free now. So you can try it for free if you go and Google that Adobe Podcast. So why am I doing this? Because I'm been a professional sound engineer for 15 years now, approximately, and I have the opportunity of taking a good look, witness the development of, or the evolution of noise reduction technology. I mostly do sound for film. Sound, yes, I mostly do sound for film, and this is a mandatory tool. This is a noise reduction technology is something that we use from day one, at least from day one. Well, 15 years ago, we were already using digital technology. Back in the day, that's another story that I can tell you about because I wasn't there. So, um, for the most part, dialogue editing is a multi-step process that can get very complicated quite fast. So I'm not gonna talk you into all the details about that, but I can tell you something about this magical tool that would fix anything with one click, apparently, but not so fast. Uh, these are I found 6 things that I can tell you about this Adobe AI technology, not to be confused with other noise reduction plugins which use algorithms. This is not that. This is well. Let's not go in details because why it can get complicated. So number one, I found that it's this was a surprise. It's all or nothing. That's it. All or nothing. You get beautiful, perfectly usable sound, or absolutely nothing. Because if it doesn't recognize it, if your voice has not been properly recorded and the AI doesn't recognize it as a voice, it will destroy it. So if it recognizes your voice, it makes it beautiful. And if it doesn't recognize it as a voice, it just destroys it. So it's all or nothing. It's black and white. There's no gray area. That's the first thing. And the biggest problems I found was my client sent me a very poorly recorded thing that I needed to fix, and the AI had this problem. It recognized most of the voices. It fixed very well most of the voice I sent it, but it could not process S's, the sound of the S, F, and also the plosives, P's and it couldn't do it. So if because it didn't recognize it as a voice, what it did was it destroyed it, therefore changing the meaning of the words. That was a really bad because now you have to bring that back somehow. And this technology doesn't. You can manipulate anything. You don't have any settings to play with. It's all or nothing. That's the one. The first thing. The second thing is that it needs to have a good recording in the first place for this very reason. And the third thing, okay, the sound processing it does is so good that it doesn't feel real. In fact, I have heard of many people, well, not many, but I have heard people thinking of that, having the opinions that this technology actually replaces your voice with a synthesized voice. I don't think that's the case because according to what I have experimented with, it does it doesn't fix the voice. It just enhances whatever you give it. it enhances it very well. It cleans up the background noise, and it brings back, it reconstructs in a way, it restores the voice that you sent it, but it doesn't give you anything that you haven't sent it. So this means that you have to process your voice further in order to make it sound real, because otherwise it kind of sounds synthetic, and that's not good in film. Of course, if you're doing for podcasts, that's a different story. And that's the fourth thing. This technology is very clearly designed for podcast. So if you record podcast poorly, it will make your voice sound as if it was recorded on a sound on a on the studio. Okay. My English is beautiful. Yes. Now I do see great potential for this to be used in films, because a lot of time this is not something that happens in Hollywood movies, but my field is independent films in the US, in the New York City area. And a lot of times we get recordings that are very poorly done for a variety of reasons. And this tool helps incredibly well to make it sound the way it should sound. The problem is that because it sounds artificial, to say the least, we have to process the sound further in order to make it sound as if it was in an actual space. Because you cannot manipulate any settings on it. It's either all or nothing. It's very it was very time consuming for me to actually make that voice sound like it belonged on that video. And that leads me to the fifth thing, which is that the result is indeed superior in every way to any other technology of noise reduction that I have seen in the past. However, it's not a one-click magical solution. It did not save me any time at all, okay? And the sixth thing is that it doesn't replace your voice. Well, I already said this, but yeah, it's not a synthetic voice being replacing the voice that you give it. It's not that. It's actually, what I said before, it cleans up whatever you give it, but it doesn't create anything that wasn't there in the first place. And I suppose that's it. This video is long enough. Goodbye. I'll see you next time.